Ahoy Maties! Welcome to the seas. This is Damron. We're playing the Sunken Kingdom update, part of Season 4. In this video, we're covering the new treasuries. There's 3 of them. This is part of our complete commendation guide, so let's get right into it. First off, the Treasury of the Secret Wilds, obviously located up in the wilds. And all of these are similar to the shrines in the sense that they have a blue glowing light above the water where these shrines are located. Okay, so keep that in mind, as well as them being on the map. Now, if you don't see that glowing blue coming out of the water, that means that the treasury is currently not active, and if you go down there, you won't be able to participate. It won't do anything. It'll just be kind of like a skull fort with no treasure on it. So the other location is the Treasury of the Sunken Shores. That's in the Shores of Plenty in the northwest corner of the map, kind of D2/D3. The Treasury of the Lost Ancients is obviously in the Ancient Isles around H14. So that's the locations. Again, there's only 3 of them. And once you get there, one of the things to keep in mind is the new coral in a bottle messages, okay? Those are the new bottle quests. So you can also find breaths of the sea at these treasuries if and only if you have an active coral bottle that leads you to this location. Now, just like the shrines, if you don't have an active coral message in a bottle quest to that particular treasury, you can still do the treasury, but again, there won't be a breath of the sea at the end of it. Now, when you go down into the water, the way you know where the entrances are these is if the coral is glowing right outside the entrance. You can kind of see that glow there right in front of us. Now, if it's not glowing, again, that means the treasury is not active and you'll need to wait a little bit before you can enter it and do it. Now, once you get down there's going to be an airlock. Go ahead and interact with that, and then you're going to kind of be in the first area of the treasury where you're going to have some dark tridents you can use. There's going to be an ammo box. You can switch your weapon at the armory, generally a couple barrels with some fruit in it. So what you need to know about this area is if you die while you're in the shrine, you will spawn back there and not on your boat. So while we're solo, keep in mind you are down here and your boat is up there unprotected. All right, so that's something that we need to keep in mind. When the treasury actually begins, you're going to fight waves of siren enemies and ocean crawlers. Solo or not even solo, I highly recommend just using the dark tridents. It's going to allow you to get through these waves really quickly, and there's plenty of them scattered around the shrine. You can see that indicated by all those green glowies kind of around the outside of the treasury kind of battleground, and they make quite an easy fight. So you just kind of charge them up, and the way that you aim with those is if you look at that bright kind of dot in the middle of your charge, that's kind of your crosshair, so to speak. Okay, so see how it's bright right in the middle? That's kind of where I want to aim. So after a while, the treasury is going to rotate between filling up with water and then not having any water in it. When it's full, you're going to be fighting siren enemies, and when it's not full, you're either going to fight ocean crawlers or a couple waves of coral skellies that are carrying barrels. And again, you can just blow them up by shooting the barrel. So that's not too bad, and I highly recommend, again, using this dark trident for all of the waves. You'll know you'll get to the last wave when you fight a treasury vault master, and that's basically a glorified version of the ads that you've been fighting, okay? And it's not too difficult. It's just a little bit, has like basically a little bit more health and does a little bit more damage, but other than that, it's not really that challenging, again, if you're using that dark trident. So it could either be a siren, it could be any of the ocean crawler type enemies. I mean, I haven't seen it be a coral skeleton, so I guess it can't be anything that you faced, but it's either going to be one of the different types of ocean crawlers or a siren enemy. So this is also a great place to work on your new commendations to kill 250 ocean crawlers and 250 sirens. When you finish all 3 of the treasuries, then you will get the Scar of a Sunken Sorrow. You have to complete all of the treasuries in order to get that. Now, when you do complete the treasury, the door is going to open in the back of the treasury, and again, if you have coral messages in a bottle, then those are going to be located in the back of that treasury, kind of on this platform, and they do stack. So you saw in the beginning I had 2 in this treasury, so when I finished it, both of them were there. So you don't have to do it twice if you have 2 messages in a bottle. Both of them will be there at the end. One of the things to keep in mind about the vault, so to speak, of the treasury is that after that door opens, you have about 4 minutes to collect that loot. Now, when we go back up to our boat, before before you activate this mermaid, one of the things that I want to mention solo is keep in mind that you've been down there by yourself. Your boat's been up here. When you get back up to your boat, kind of check your surroundings, make sure there's no boats around. You can also check for tuckers on your boat before you collect your treasure from the mermaid. The reason I say that is if you need to leave, if anything's going down, as long as you don't collect that loot, you can always come back later and that merfolk will come back to the surface and allow you to collect the loot that you stored. So you can theoretically leave for a while and come back. Once you finish that, now you're free to collect your loot, and that's going to wrap it up for the treasuries. I hope you all found it helpful as always, and hopefully I'll see you on the seas.